I'm Michelle from Vitality Reconnected. Each week I share tips and information with you to help you reconnect with your inner vitality. This week I've got a really special interview with you by the author of Split Second, Jeff Garland. Who better to help talk about post-traumatic stress than someone who's been there and done it and sharing his knowledge, wisdom and expertise with all of us. So over to you, Jeff.
Hey everyone, my name is Jeff Garland. I'm a retired senior sergeant for the New South Wales Police Force. I served for 16 years until 2011 when I was medically discharged with post-traumatic stress. Spent the last 13 years writing a book about my experiences called Split Second, which goes into my life as a police officer, the experiences that I had and what I did to be able to return to work for another 10 years after first being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress in 2001, and also what I did to seek treatment and support, and what strategies I use to overcome post-traumatic stress to be now post-traumatic stress-free and enjoying life. My goal in life is to use my experiences to help police and all emergency services and their families overcome, manage, and to some extent prevent post-traumatic stress, and do what I can to try and introduce education and awareness into emergency services while liaising with the governments, all emergency services, to try and prepare police and the families for what life is going to hold for them as a police officer or ambulance or fire or any first responder. It's something that we're not taught when we first join the police, and it's something that's still not there, and they need help, they need support. I've been lucky enough to go through what I have and to survive post-traumatic stress and be fully recovered from it, so I want to use my experiences to help others, so others who may go through it, who are going through it, know that they're not stuck there. It's not what defines them, it's just a diagnosis, and that with the proper awareness, treatment and support that you can overcome and manage your post-traumatic stress to lead a normal life, both still in the job and also outside in your normal everyday life. Because if I didn't reach out for help, if I didn't admit that I wasn't coping and didn't seek help, I wouldn't have been able to return to work for another 10 years, get promoted to senior sergeant, finish my law degree, break 3 Guinness World Records, be an effective professional police officer, as well as be a loving and supportive husband. I made that decision, and because of that, I was proactive in my own recovery and my own treatment. I was able to go back and serve another 10 years. So just because you have post-traumatic stress doesn't mean that your career's over, it doesn't mean that your life's over. It just simply means that you're affected by something, it's time to look after you, and we need to educate you how you can do that, and also change the cultures within the emergency services and the government and the community to accept that post-traumatic stress is a real condition, to accept the fact that it will affect you in your career, and that it's okay to be affected by what you see, and that there is certainly some things that can be done that can, I believe, prevent post-traumatic stress, or at least reduce the extent of how you're affected by it, because of the fact that if you're aware of what it is, you can identify it, you can do something about it. But if you don't know what it is and you're not encouraged to do something about it, then you will keep boiling it up until it becomes too much. And then it's really, really hard from there. When I was first diagnosed with post-traumatic stress in 2001, I didn't know what post-traumatic stress was. I just knew that I wasn't coping. I didn't want to be a policeman anymore. I couldn't go to work anymore. I couldn't wear my uniform. I couldn't identify myself as a police officer, because of the fact that all the serious incidents I'd been involved in up to that point, I didn't acknowledge, I didn't accept that it was affecting me. And because of the culture in the police, you're not encouraged to talk about how you're feeling. You're not encouraged to reach out for help, because you're worried that it's going to affect you in your career, your promotion. No one's going to work with you. And because you don't know what post-traumatic stress is, what the signs and symptoms are, then you don't know what it is you're affected by. You just think that you're weak, that you are a baby or whatever, because of the fact that you're affected by a job, because you're taught to be so tough and strong in the police. At the academy, you're taught to ignore your flight and your fright. You're taught to stand there and fight. When everyone else is running away from danger, you're the one running towards it. And you're not taught that what you're going to be confronted with and what you're going to experience in the police is going to affect you. And that it's a normal reaction to what you see. Because you see a lot more in 1 week than what most people see in their lifetime. And the fact that it's a normal reaction to seeing something that's so adverse and so confronting is to be expected. If you weren't affected by what you saw in the police or any emergency services, then that would be more of a concern, because you are just human, you are just doing your job as a police officer or in the emergency services, so you are going to be affected by what you see. It's up to you to decide that you need to talk about it. You need to work out how to process it rather than just try and bottle it up and be strong because that's what you think you're supposed to be. At the end of the day, it will become too much for you if you don't go and seek help. If you're not proactive in your own recovery, in your own treatment, your own mental wellness. It's not the actual incident itself that has the greatest effect on you. It's actually the meaning you attach to it. That's why so many people can witness the same incident and yet walk away with a different experience. And that's what it is. For me, I found that I was reliving the incident because of the fact of the meaning I was attached to it. I almost died. I made a lot of mistakes. That it was very confronting, and that but once I learned to change perspective and what that actual incident meant to me, and change my neuroassociation, my mental processing of that actual incident. It made the world of difference. There's an incident I was involved in where, actually the incident with the ute, I was trapped in that back of that ute, getting driven around Redfern in peak hour traffic through the city, smashing my hand on the back screen window, this bloke trying to kill me, wondering, do I shoot him or do I... And he might kill someone who's innocent, or do I die just to protect other people's lives? And it wasn't until I saw the CCTV footage of that incident that I was no longer trapped in the tray of the ute, because I could change my perspective, I could change what the meaning was to it. So for me, it was like sitting down watching a movie as to this police officer bloke who was just in the back of a ute, getting driven around Sydney in peak hour traffic, and it changed what that incident meant to me. Like straight away, I was no longer trapped. I was no longer scared. I no longer saw myself dying. I saw myself looking at it from a video. So it removed a lot of the emotional intensity because of the fact that I changed what that incident meant to me. There's other incidents in my career which you'll read in my book. Changing your focus by focusing on the negative things in your life, you're going to feel negative. If you're focusing on all the bad stuff you went through in your career, you are going to continually feel negative stuff, and you'll keep getting negative stuff come towards you. So it's important to change your focus. If you're starting to feel negative, do more positive stuff. Focus on the good stuff in your career, the positive things in your life. Be grateful for the wonderful things you have in your life, like the fact you're alive. Be grateful for your experiences. I say every morning that thank you for this gift of life. Thank you for the person that I am, for the experiences I've had, the lessons I've learned, the mistakes that I've made, because that's what has made me the person I am today. I'm so grateful for all the stuff I've been through in my career and in my life, the fact that I've had post-traumatic stress, the fact that I was almost killed, and the fact that I was suicidal, because it's made me the person I am. I'm now more empathetic and more compassionate. I have more understanding in terms of what people with mental illness go through and what you can do to help someone with mental illness. That's why I'm so passionate, why I want to make a difference to serving and future serving emergency service officers and their families. There is so much you can do, but you just need to make that decision that you want to be in control and that you want to do it. Don't be defined by this condition. You take control. There's such a big list of things to do, so please never ever give up. Don't ever give up hope, and reach out and speak to someone who's going through it. Go to a support group meeting. Go and exercise. Get you out of the house. Get you away from focusing on how negative things are and you ruminating on your experiences. Just get out there, take control, make a decision, write stuff down. You be in control, because you can be. You control how you feel, what you think, and what you focus every day. This condition doesn't. You do. You have that power. 10% of Australians get affected by post-traumatic stress. 20% if you're in emergency services or military. So you are certainly not alone. It's just the fact that you don't feel like you can talk about your experiences, and that you don't think that talking to anyone is going to help. But trust me, I'm here because of the fact that I admitted I wasn't coping and that I got help. So I'm no different to anybody else. I'm not more special than anyone else. I'm just a guy who said, I'm not coping. I need to get help, and I did. And I'm still alive because of that. I served another 10 years because of that. If I wanted to, I could go back in the police now because of the fact that I don't have post-traumatic stress anymore. And I know that I could deal with stuff because I've got those strategies to get me through it if I'm ever confronted with a serious incident again. But I don't want to do that because of the fact that I want to use my experiences outside of the police to help not only police, but all emergency services, the military and their families as well, to provide that education that isn't being provided. So for me, what's next for me is the fact that I'm going to do what I can to make a difference, to use my experiences to other people. I've already met with politicians, both the current and previous police minister. I've met with the Commissioner's Office. I've met with the Police Association. I met with a federal minister before Christmas. I'm meeting with some more ministers this year. I'm going to keep having that conversation until something is done, until there is more education awareness provided to those who are currently in training and those who are currently serving, and their families as well. it's important that they have that education before they join, so that they're not walking out 10 foot and bulletproof. They know that they're going to be affected by it. And to be able to hear it from someone who's actually gone through those experiences and survived, I think will make a massive difference. I've just in the process of writing my second book about post-traumatic stress, in terms of what it is, providing that education, and actually what strategies you can use to overcome post-traumatic stress. So keep a lookout for that. And I'm going to do a number of public speaking events as much as I can and as often as I can, to try and provide that awareness to the community, so they know that post-traumatic stress is real, that's okay to have it, and that what you can do to overcome it. So keep a lookout for it. I'm all about change. I'm all about advocating for making a difference. Post-traumatic stress is something that it's been around for over 30 years, but no one has really done much about. Everyone's so scared about it because it's so closely linked to suicide. By educating people and providing them some awareness as to what it is and that it's going to happen, it prepares them for it. And if they are prepared for it, they know better. They can better react when they aren't coping, and they know what to do, and they'll feel more encouraged to actually seek help if the fact that everyone has the same education, everyone's aware of it, and they know it's part of the experience of working in the emergency services. Because it's not what's wrong with you. That's not what post-traumatic stress is. It's actually what's happened to you, and it is a normal reaction. Please don't ever think that you're weak or that you don't deserve to do your job because of the fact you're affected by it. It's just the fact that you haven't been told about it, you haven't been taught what to do, and you don't know. It's just so scary because of the fact that it's so overwhelming, so overpowering, that it just controls your thoughts, your feelings and emotions. So you need to just basically say, yeah, I can do this. Let's work out what it is, and let's try and create a path out of it and go and work on that path. So I'm excited about my future. I'm excited about the fact that I'm here to be able to talk to you about my experiences and what I'm planning. So please, if you have post-traumatic stress, if you're going in the emergency services, or if you are in the emergency service or have a family member in the emergency services, please let them know that the fact that there is help out there, that things are going to happen in their careers, and that it's okay, and that not to lose hope, and to never ever give up, and to reach out when you need help, because we are one family, the police, the fireys, the ambos, and all first responders, because of the fact of what we experience. We should be there to support each other when the fact we aren't coping, and not just at work when we are in the job. There's such a big void for those police and emergency services once you actually are medically discharged, and that's something that I'd love to feel. I'd love to set up something that we can actually provide the support to police and their families and emergency services, as so that they know they have that support outside of the police once they've been discharged. I'm also working on a forum and just trying to get information from those who are suffering, for those who are families of people with post-traumatic stress, just because they're the best source of information, because the fact that they know what they're going through, they know what the signs and symptoms are, they know what's working and what's not. We need to use that experience and that information to work better for the future, to be able to provide a solution and provide some preparation and for those who are still serving and who will be affected by it. If you want to reach out to me and contact me, just send me an email at jeff@splitsecondstory.com. I'm also on Facebook under Jeff Garland, PTS and Mental Wellness Advocate. I've also got a Split Second page, which is splitsecondstory.com. You can also try and find our support group on Facebook, which is the Central Coast Emergency Service Support Network. If there's anything I can do for you, reach out to me, please, and I'll get back to you and I'll do what I can. Thank you.
If you would like to connect with either Jeff or myself, make sure you comment in below or connect with us via the emails provided. If you like what you see, make sure that you hit subscribe. I put new videos up every Monday.